Hello, friends and neighbors. Bill Fox here again. Yeah. I just read a funny article on Yahoo. This guy said corporate America should torpedo the GOP. I just had to laugh. Because once upon a time in America, the Dems and the socialists, they hated corporations and greed. Corporations were money grubbing devils. They were evil, and the people had to rise up. Now, the big media, big tech, big pharma, big banking are all in it for the crony socialists and their what I call quasi monopoly status and interlocking directorates. Well, if not in practice, in name, they all talk to each other. They all fix prices. Where's our antitrust department? Asleep or paid off? You take your pick. So the enemy of big corporations, the Dems and the socialists, are now 100 plus rogue GOP Congress people and the 12 or so GOP seditious senators, to quote Rick Newman of Verizon's Yahoo. In true Orwellian form, he states that the GOP representatives are acting in an ad hoc Venezuelan way, trying to delegitimize the election. Of course, he's got it all ass backwards. The Dems and their allies in big tech and the deep state have done a number of very dodgy things to corrupt and delegitimize the 2020 presidential election. This is exactly how a banana republic like Venezuela got a socialist tyrant like Maduro. So Newman suggests that all the new big corporate donors defund the GOP and show them how real democracy works, like the kind we get in Venezuela or communist China, those kinds of democracies. So Newman, like all good Socialist Party apparatchiks, he names names. Ted Cruz from Texas, Hawley, Kennedy, Blackburn, etc., etc. Blacklist them, defund them. That's the way to real democracy in Newman's new improved socialist globalist America. Of course, there's no mention of voter fraud or all the dodgy occurrences and hundreds, maybe thousands of affidavits of people who've testified under oath that something went wrong, that things were not done properly, under penalty of perjury, and going to jail if they lied. Yes, the justice system has failed either because there's blind Democrat Party loyalty, or in the case of Roberts in the Supreme Court, moral cowardice, because they didn't want to risk the wrath of the illiberal left and the thought that Antifa or Black Lives Matter might riot. Cowards. So I found it humorous that Newman mentions Trump's vendetta against Amazon and Time Warner. Again, ass backwards. Let's try this the other way around. Bezos, who owns the Washington Compost and Amazon, and is the richest man in the fricking world, maybe in large part because of China and the Wuhan plague and the fact that nobody can go to a fricking small store. They have to buy from Amazon. Bezos, he's got a never-ending vendetta against Trump. In fact, all 6 of the media crime oligarchies, crime families, including AT&T, Time Warner, ABC, Disney, CBS, NBC, MBS, MSNBC, LSD, Sony, and yes, even Murdoch's News Corp and Fox. Check on old Commie Wallace over at Fox News. A lot of people over there got it in for Trump. Why? because Trump was doing things that got in the way of their quasi or monopoly oligarchy status, and in particular their cozy relationship with communist China. You know, those 1.5 billion customers. Don't you folks think it's odd that a relatively weak Russia, and I mean economically weak Russia, with a GDP of, what, maybe New York, if that, they're blamed by the illiberal left for everything Trump and Russia collusion. But there's never a peep about communist China. You know, the country that gave us the Wuhan plague and all this, destroyed our economy and the West's economy. Yes, folks, it's really that simple. Follow the money. The big oligarchs in tech, media, etc., are bowing to their Chinese masters, using the Chinese Wuhan plague to destroy small business and effectively turning our middle class into dependent serfs. That's the idea. We're not on the road to serfdom, we are there. So, it's a real dogfight for which media crime family is the worst, but perhaps the biggest source of lies and misinformation coming out, maybe AT&T, Time Warner, CNN, sometimes called Commie News or China News or the Clinton News Network. As I've mentioned several times before, social media like Yahoo, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, Google's in the mix because they basically are the funnel for everything that comes to your computer, all the information. They all censored negative things about Biden during this election. Not a peep about old Hunter and all the money transacted with the Biden crime family. They simply covered it up, censored it, and anytime a Republican or a conservative made any kind of comment, they found a way to censor it, whether it be Google, Twitter, you name it. But my favorite has to be what Yahoo did. They took censorship to a whole new level. When the comment section, which of course every story that comes out on Yahoo is like this one, anti-Trump. When they come out and during the prior to the election, there was a pretty large preponderance of pro-Trump comments. Their answer, of course, was the ultimate in censorship. They just stopped commenting altogether, and even now, there is no comment section on Yahoo. Check it out. Check nothing out. So, I guess once Comrade Biden is firmly ensconced in the Oval, perhaps the Yahoos will allow the people to comment again, or not. Not said, but implied by the new socialist globalist ruling class. If you are a small business or independent thinker, we will squash you like a bug. We are in control and you must obey. Welcome, Comrade Biden. Welcome, Comrade Harris. Welcome, comrades, to the People's Republic of America. Welcome, welcome.